Hello everyone, today is January 25th, 2011, and I trust all of you are having a great start to the year. Occasionally during the course of the next few months, I'm going to be posting some videos like this, and my hope is that some of these videos will help to explain the philosophy that I utilize and I use when I'm putting my written posts on our blogs, on LinkedIn, and on Facebook. Today's story actually occurred back in the summer of 1996. And at that time in my life, I was working for a fairly large financial firm, and I was on the precipice of either great success or utter failure. And I really had to make some tough decisions in my life that quite frankly, I was struggling with. I was emotionally and intellectually and physically drained. And at that time, on this particular Saturday in the summer of '96, I had just driven the 2.5 hours from Detroit, where I was living at the time, to Grand Rapids, Michigan, in order to celebrate my uncle's 60th birthday party. And for this occasion, my cousins, my uncle's daughters and his son, had rented a suite in the Amway Grand Plaza. And at that time, the Amway was Grand Rapids' most exquisite hotel, and it's actually very beautiful today. And I'm not sure how high we were up, maybe 15 floors, but we were high enough. Certainly, we were not anywhere near the skyscrapers in Chicago or in Asia or New York City. But needless to say, we were high enough. And we were at this function, and I was watching my 3-year-old nephew, Keen. And in this particular suite, it was wall-to-wall, floor-to-ceiling window. And 15 floors up, I'm watching my nephew, Keen, play around the windows, play around the glass. And I understand the laws of physics dictate there's no chance this 35-pound boy is going to break that glass. But at the same time, I'm watching my mother, who is a AAA personality. I'm watching her watch her grandson. And I thought, there really is no potential upside here. So, seemingly to distract him and to do him a favor, I walked over and I said, come on, little buddy, let's go for a walk, which we did. We took the elevator down to the main floor, the main lobby of the hotel, and we walked into the gift shop and we bought a box of Junior Mints. Now, let me describe Keen at age 3. He's got wavy blonde hair, crystal blue eyes, and he's got this deeply held conviction that he has life completely figured out, and it is most definitely on his terms. So, I'm in a suit, he's dressed to the nines, we're walking through the lobby, beautiful lobby, we're holding hands, and we're sharing this box of candy while we're talking. Now, I gotta admit, predominantly, my mind was not on this moment. I was off thinking, what am I going to do? Where am I going to take my life from this point forward? But there was a moment there, a brief moment, that Keen held my undivided attention. And at that moment, as we're holding hands, walking and sharing this candy, he looked up at me and confidently and innocently he said to me, Uncle Brian, life is all about walking, talking, and eating Junior Mints, isn't it? All I could say was, you nailed it, buddy. That's exactly what life is all about. Now, we continued on our walk. His belly was completely content, full of candy. And for me, at that moment, a decision was made. And my life changed. 3 months later, I walked out of the firm I was with and I started my own business. Because when you really think about it, when you break it down to the bare necessities, there is nothing more to life than walking, talking, and eating Junior Mints. Let's explore. Walking. Walking implies progress. It implies becoming a better version of you every day. doing what you do, whatever it is, better, being whoever you are, better every single day. It implies chasing your dreams, whatever they are for you. It means waking up tomorrow better than you woke up today. That's walking. And talking is communication. It's kinship, it's relationship. It implies that you are a nourishing person and that you hang with only other nourishing people. That's talking. And eating Junior Mints, well, my friends, that is sucking the marrow out of life. That's enjoying the journey, being present, living in the now. That is eating our Junior Mints, whatever your Junior Mints are. There's a phenomenal book out there called What Got You Here Won't Get You There by Marshall Goldsmith. And in that, he poses a question that I found extremely powerful. And I'll pose it to you. Let's assume your 100-year-old self, let's assume you're 100 years old today. And you're getting ready to transition into that next phase of existence. But before you do, before you go, you are given one final gift. And that gift is the ability to go back and talk to the person sitting here right now watching this video. What would you say to yourself? What words would you come up with? What pieces of wisdom would you share with your current self? Well, Mr. Goldsmith had a colleague who actually had the opportunity to do something very similar to this. He sat down with hundreds of people who were near that next phase of life, who were 95 to 100 years old, and he asked them that question. If you could go back and talk to your former self, what would you say? And let me share with you what they said. Now, there were a lot of different answers, but there were three that came up consistently almost every time. The first one, I would tell myself, follow your dreams. That sounds a whole lot like walking. Number two, I would tell myself, appreciate and share a large part of your life with quality friends and family. I don't know about you, but it sounds like Keen might call that talking. And finally, I would tell myself, reflect upon life, find happiness and meaning now. Sounds familiar. I think we call that eating Junior Mints. Imagine this. We had this wisdom when we were 3 years old. And then we gain it again when we're 95. But somewhere along the way in that journey, we lose it. We forget what's important in life. I can't thank Keen enough for sharing with me that wisdom that has allowed me to develop my life from that point forward. But as I go back, and before we leave for today, I ask you once again, if you could, at 95, if you can look forward and say, I'm 95 years old, if you could come back and talk to you right now, what would you say to yourself? Here's the deal. That person is out there. It's called your conscience. And every single day, it's whispering to you. It's telling you the direction your life should take. Are you listening? Thank you for your time.